Check if it's live. Hey guys, so we are live in the Schooner Hotel. The connection in Alnmouth isn't great, so we are showing you the best we can. If it cuts out, I'm really sorry, but the connection just isn't great. But we are actually live from the Schooner Hotel in Alnmouth, so that is absolutely brilliant. I've got the paranormal equipment. As standard, we've got access to this area for about 5 minutes. Realistically, I'm going to bring this bag over here because this area over here has a massive vibe, so I'm going to bring it over. Soon we're going to hear from a member of staff as well who works here, who actually has had a few experiences and a few things to tell, so he's going to tell us in a little bit. So if you're happy to hang on about 5 to 10 minutes, you'll hear that too. Hi Wayne, and hi everyone from Spirits Within. Really happy to be live again. Right, gonna set up a bit of equipment. Right, okay, the REM pods are live at least. Something very interesting that I want to tell you. So this building, and it's actually taped the, do you not think it's very interesting that they've taped this down so it can't move? Why would you tape it down so it can't move? I think it's very interesting that people in this building, bless them, I don't know what to say, but essentially, he was telling me that in the Muslim religion that a lot of negative spirits tend to move towards places that are less active, and also tend to move towards toilet areas or places that are less active. And that is a lot of where the activity takes place in this building. There's a place here, I'm not going to show the inside of it, but in there, that tends to have a lot of activity. There is a whole room in there, but I can't show it. Also, there is the piano that tends to have a little bit of activity, and this does move up, but it's, as I say, a little bit weird that the chair isn't even allowed to move. And then there's the piano. Move the, I can't even move the thing back without it. If anybody has stayed here, tell us which rooms you've stayed in and which ones that were haunted. We're staying in room 6 tonight, but apparently the hotel says that every single room is haunted. Like every single room has problems, and every single room, everyone who comes out of it says that there's things happen. So it's not even as if it's just one of the rooms. There's more publicised rooms that are haunted, but it's not to say that they're the ones that are going to have the activity. And I actually think that we have just had a little bit of activity earlier. I'm not going to go into it, but we got into an area that we probably shouldn't have got into, and there was a little bit of an activity and a black figure in there. But yeah, it's more like in that area. We can't show it, we're not allowed to show it, but this in that area. And in the toilet area, it just feels a little bit eerie. Louise can vouch for that as well because she was on FaceTime with us. But we've got one of the REM pods out now. I'm just going to put another REM pod on another table just so we've got them out. Yeah. REM pod on more than one table. I'm not actually going to play with much of the equipment tonight. I know it is a place where you probably should, but I'm not going to play with much of the equipment tonight, and I am going to just shout out with good old-fashioned shout out, and whatever wants to come to us will. I don't feel like all the time you need paranormal equipment, and if there are any spirits here, I want them to come to us naturally. Steph, we are actually on the first floor, so room 6 is on the first floor. There is supposed to be a little boy. I have heard that story. Also, Tracy, you're saying that someone had a dog snarling in the reception area when there was nothing there. Wait until we talk to the guy who is on the bar at the minute, because he will actually tell us about all of that. Because he says that dogs will always snarl. Why is my camera focused on that area? I've not moved my camera to that area. Guys, I did not move my camera. I was focusing it straight forward, which is here. I'm sat looking this way. My camera has decided to focus on something here. Guys, my camera is focusing on something in there. Look. I'm not moving it. I'm sitting straight. Why did my camera just focus on something that way? We can't go in that area just because it's like storage space. We can't show it on camera. But weirdly, oh my God, guys, I've got a gimbal in my hand, and the gimbal is focusing on that area, and it is creeping me out. I have never moved my hand or shifted the focus of the gimbal at any point. So, like, I've never, ever asked the spirit to move. I'm sat looking straight forward, and straight forward to me is that way, right? That was where you were looking before. My camera has decided to focus that way twice. Spirit, can you please move around? I'm also not moving the camera right now. Guys, I'm not moving the camera. Spirit, move the camera more right. That's left, but... Right, I'm gonna try and set the gimbal up. So it's sat where, oh my god, it's not gonna do it. It's not gonna do it the same direction. It's only gonna do it maybe on this table. It's not gonna do it the same way I want it to. It's gonna sit a bit diagonal, but if I do it so I'm not pointing at it, but it keeps trying to focus there, and I'm not holding the camera. I can't see where the camera's trying to focus, but it will probably be trying to focus on me right now. The camera has consistently tried to focus that way. It won't be trying to focus properly because it's a bit imbalanced and it's sat on a table. And why is it moving on its own? Guys, right, I can't see the comments, but can I come see the comments? Why is it doing that? I'm gonna turn it off and turn it on again. Tell me why the camera's just moved on its own. Because that was completely on its own. And everyone's seen that. I wasn't even holding the camera right then. This camera will focus on what it sees. Madness. This camera will focus on what it sees, and it's seen something and moved. Why is it moving? Spirit. Louise, the battery didn't drain, it's still on. Lou, the battery's still on, I've just checked. Like, it is 100% battery. It's 100% battery. It's not drained. Spirit, play piano. I'll sit next to you. Play piano, go on. I'll actually move briefly on, just because I know he might want to go. It might mean we lose access to this area, and I feel like this is a massively active area. But I want to move on to ask the person behind the bar a few questions before he goes. So... So the camera has been like actively focusing on something else at the bit that I've not put on camera. Really? Yeah. So like you see now the camera's focused on you. So if you move, the camera's like
focusing on me.
Yeah.
That shows that there's something there that's focusing on.
Yeah.
I always get people saying that pictures always get old or something. But some guy said he took a picture and he took it 4 times and each different like you know, like you can get like sort of filters. It looked like each one had a different. Took them all at the same time.
Let's go through there just in case the Wi-Fi is crap. I think it's struggling with the Wi-Fi. But with regards to paranormal activity and like crap like that, what have you sort of experienced yourself?
So when I've been here, so there was one night, I remember the month and the year it was in. It was September 2018, I was sat here by myself. Well, not sat, I was upstairs in bed by myself. There was nobody else in here. And then it was like 3 or 4 in the morning, I heard a massive thud down here. It was an unmistakable thud, like it was like a wall had been knocked through or something. And like I said, I did the brave thing, hide the duvet over my head, pretend I didn't hear anything.
Best way to
Yeah,
go.
obviously. And then I came down about half an hour later, expecting to see something had probably fallen or something had broke, but nothing was touched at all. Everything was fine, and I couldn't, because it was an unmistakable. It wasn't like I couldn't have like just been imagining it. It was an unmistakable, like loud bang.
What sort of item would you have thought would have fallen?
I thought maybe it's like something like a TV had fallen off the wall and like ripped like the bracket or something off, or like something like large that's hung to a wall, or
Yeah.
like the large mirrors that we have on the wall. Like,
Something big.
Yeah, something big. But when I came down, everything was perfectly in place. Or I thought that somebody might have ripped the doors, like slammed through the doors or something. I hadn't got a clue. But the first thing to my head, like the sound sounds like a wall, like it was that loud. But I came down, nothing had moved. Another time, like the card reader by itself, I was locking up, and it did the end of day totals by itself, which it's never done before. And it wasn't just a normal transaction. It was like you have to go put in a. I was showing Jack before. You had to press how many buttons? It was like 13 buttons that I had to press. 12. Yeah.
12 buttons.
12 buttons that I had to press to actually get it to do it, and then it did it by itself. So I thought, alright, maybe it might have just done it by itself because I hadn't done it. But then I tried, literally 2 days ago, I'd done it, and then I locked this bit up, and I came back around because to lock up you basically go in a certain routine, like to come out, to be able to get out. Then when I was coming out, I heard it going again, and it's like I said, normal transactions takes like a second to print off when you're just putting something through. But these totals take like 5 seconds to print off, and I heard it. And I checked again, and it had redone the totals, but it hadn't just reprinted what I'd done. It literally done it again. So my that day's totals came up as previous day totals, and this was literally 10 minutes after I had already done them.
So, would you say it's like something's copied what you've done?
What I would say is that if the ghost wanted to help me, I would have preferred if they helped me with some glass or something, not pressing a few buttons for me. But I was just. Because the first time it happened, I was like, okay, maybe it's because I haven't done it. But the second time, it literally happened. It wasn't even 9 minutes, because I checked the times. I did it at 12:51, and it did it again at 1:01. And it just really...
So, like, exactly the
time. So it wasn't
time.
even as if it might have been 11:51 and 12 a.m, so the next day.
Mm-hmm.
It literally did it like 1 o'clock. Literally. And I couldn't think of another excuse. Because the first time I thought maybe it might have just done it by itself, because I hadn't done it, but this time I had done it, and it redid it again. So I was a bit creeped out by that, like, and I just looked over my shoulder for a bit. And in terms like I've seen shadows and stuff like that when I've been doing dishes and stuff like that, like because where you do the dishes, the sink, the lights are behind you, so anybody that comes, you would see the shadow on the wall in front of you. And when I've been doing the dishes, I've seen like a shadow on the wall before, and then I turned around and there was nothing there. So I've never seen an actual ghost, but I've definitely seen a few like. What I would call them experience, because I've literally
What
been
was that?
I heard
Someone
that too,
coming
sounded like a
down?
door.
I heard
Yeah.
that too.
It must be somebody coming through here, like. I
Someone-
heard the door.
Someone's definitely about to come through here.
If it's not, I believe it.
No, I heard that.
I heard it.
It sounded like the door opened, didn't it?
I heard it as well.
Yeah,
Like I'm not playing you as like a fiddle, but
It was like-
did hear that.
that wasn't it.
Yeah, no, we all heard it. It sounded like the door. Anybody on the live stream hear that? Because we've all just heard that. We're talking, and a door has just opened. Like, there is no denying what's just happened.
All 3 of us just heard that at the same time. And like I was saying before, sometimes when you talk about these things, about
Go on.
what I've heard, can I mention?
Yeah,
what I
no,
said before?
mention exactly what you said before,
So
because I
basically,
completely agree.
In my religion, it says that if you say the name, which I'm not going to say the name, is that it draws them around you, it attracts them to you. So my thing now, that we've just been talking about that, and then we hear something like that, that's really got me thinking now. It's creepy times, like, for it to happen.
That sounded like the door.
There's not a single person. There wasn't even anybody going up the stairs, like, because them stairs are round, so if you look up, you can see anybody that had been there. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that, like.
I swear that'll have been heard on that footage. Like,
It wasn't quiet. It must have picked that up, because I
guys, comment if you heard the door moving. Louise says it's definitely like they're letting us know we're here.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. Like, oh, you want to record, we'll show you that we actually do exist. That was for it to happen at the exact same time, because we've been sat here I've been here for a couple of hours, haven't heard anything like that.
I mean, we've been sat here for a while, and the door hasn't opened.
And the only time it has, there was somebody there that came out.
Yeah, no, because I was expecting there's two people who were staying in room 28, right? And they're staying in one of the most haunted rooms. But as you say, all of the rooms have paranormal activity, don't they?
They do, yeah, all of them do. It's just that some rooms are more documented than others. Obviously, they're a bit more famous than others. But the whole place has got activity in it. The whole place has got activity.
That's Jack just creeping in. So the whole place has activity, but there is a couple who are staying in room 28, which is one of the most documented rooms, right? So I thought they were about to walk in here, but I mean, I'll show you again. There's nobody here. There's nobody there. Nobody there?
Well, from a point of view where I find it hard to believe, I heard that door, and there was no one who came.
Literally, as soon as we heard that,
But like, if you have a look out there, there's the wind for the door, and there's no way that could have had any contact with that.
And even if it did, the door opens the other way, so if it did have anything, it would.
The door opens this way.
Not the other way, so the wind can't have.
So, and I heard that.
Well, the first thing he said was that if there's nobody there, I'll leave. He said, if there's no one there, then I'll leave it.
Do you believe it?
Well, it's a bit early to believe yet, but
You're turning.
What's that?
He's turning into a believer slowly. A few more experiences.
unless I see someone with a white sheet over us, then we'll see. Yeah. I heard that.
That must be.
That's the wind.
Nah, I think that has to be them coming.
That's got to be them now. They're coming now. They're coming now. Right. We're actually coming. That's them now.
Yeah, that's them. Now.
You didn't just come out before, did
Did
you?
come down like 2 minutes ago, 3 minutes ago.
So we've just said, I'm live now. Sorry. These are also paranormal investigators. Which is weird because, right, so about probably 2 minutes ago, that door just made a noise and we were like, oh, it's going to be you two coming down.
Oh, we heard a bang.
You heard the bang?
As if the door is opening up.
Right, no, so these two have heard the bang. Sorry, I've got you on camera. So,
These weren't like filling with the door.
No?
no?
No, just come down now.
They heard the bang?
Well, shut. I like that.
They heard the bang.
And we heard it open.
We heard the door open. So then it came again and we were like, well, that's definitely got to be you because the first time we were like, well, that's you, but you weren't there.
No.
This was literally about 2 or 3 minutes ago.
Because we come out from the door, from the second floor, right, and as we were halfway down the stairs, I heard the door shut. And I thought, well...
Behind you, so you have that.
So I thought it took its time shutting, I thought, well, maybe it wasn't the door when I come down. And
So
you
you heard the upstairs one and we heard this one. 'Cause we heard this one. So
We heard this
both
one.
doors around the same time made a noise.
Yeah. And that's been going straight to red in our room. So I just left all the cameras running. And I'm like, I'm too tired, I'm too much in pain, so last cigarette and I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely gutted.
If you want to shout out anyone right now, shout them out now to Paranormal Newcastle.
Oh, we let these jammers outdoors.
Sorry.
Alright.
She's a paranormal investigator and she's up and coming and she will be absolutely fantastic. But point being, she was not the one that just came down before. Do you not think that's weird, isn't it?
No, what's weird for me is the fact they said they heard a bang upstairs, their door shut upstairs around the time that we heard this one. So both doors went off
Went at the same time. Because it wasn't them.
It
And we
wasn't.
knew it wasn't them because we looked.
That is strange, like, and it's just the fact that happened while you're live streaming and we're talking about it.
Uh-huh.
That's creepy.
Mark says night owl supporters. Absolutely amazing. Have you heard of Night Owls, Alan Robson?
No?
Mark Rivers says Night Owl supporters, so I'm assuming he's sharing it into them.
Okay.
But I just think that's a bit. By the way, before when I was in that other room, my camera was focusing on the other bit.
Going to the other bit.
It's focusing on there now, but that'll probably be because it can see me and it can see you. But it couldn't see that before.
Well, no, well, they can't see anything in that room. It's, the lights are off. There's no.
And if you watch that back, you will. But no, it's bad.
Well, it's not bad. It's good for you.
Is there anything that you have seen that you would want to sort of share, or anything, any paranormal activity that any guest has come down and told you?
Well, it's not so much what guests say. So we get a lot of people that don't actually come for the paranormal stuff, but they're always saying, because we're a dog-friendly hotel, so, and I don't know how it works, but I've heard that dogs are more susceptible to seeing these kind of things, or like hearing these kind of things, than humans. And they always say that dogs are acting completely different than they would at home. And they're always saying that dogs are either barking in the corner, sniffing around. They're just saying that dogs are acting very, very strange, like hyperactive strange. Like they're playing sometimes with somebody in the room, but there's no one there.
Has it always been a dog-friendly hotel? Like, has it always been dog-friendly for as much as you've known it?
Since we've had it in the last 4 years, it has been. And every time people are always saying, these are people that don't come for paranormal, they don't even know the place is haunted. Because like when you go outside, there's only a couple of signs that are easily missable about the haunted stuff. So a lot of people, times when people come in and then we tell them it's haunted, they're like, oh my God, we had no idea. A lot of people, so these are people that are generally just saying these experiences that they don't know that it's a haunted place and there's stuff like that around here. So they're just saying, they're like telling us, and then when we tell them, they're shocked. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, but then they're like, it does explain the way the dog was behaving last night. But yeah, that happens at least a couple of times a week. People will come down and say how strange their dogs are.
A couple of times a week.
At least it happens all the time. People are just saying their dogs are just acting a way that they've never in their lives have never acted that way.
Jessica says that she feels a maid around 21 years old around here, but she also says she's only just come on. Do glasses get smashed?
I mean, by me they do.
You told me
I was telling
something.
you this before, like sometimes, so around the other side here is where I do the glass, so you can't see this bit here, but always, at least maybe once every now and again, not always, but randomly I'll hear that and that sound, and then I'll come around to see, and there's nobody around here, and the only time that makes a sound is like that is usually when I'm putting the glasses on. So when the glasses aren't getting put on, it shouldn't make
I mean, that
noise.
shouldn't make a noise. If you bang on the top,
It it makes
That-
a little one, but it doesn't make.
It doesn't make the noise, does
It
it?
doesn't make the same noise. But I hear
So
that
you
noise.
physically have to
You physically
move
have
the
to
glass.
move one of the glasses, because even if you just tap, you get that. You don't get that. So you physically have to, and I hear that noise, and I come around, and there's nobody here.
There's a girl called Jessica who's just commented saying that's her protecting her bar. She's a nice girl and she can hear her. Maybe a girl called Alice. Does that ring any bells?
I mean, I've heard of her, but obviously there's been loads of deaths in here over the years.
Is there an Alice?
But it's not one of the. I don't know all the names off by heart, but it rings a bell. But doing something like that to protect her bar, it does make sense because it's going right. It's not as if she's doing it.
Enjoy your life.
Will do.
See you later, mate.
Cheers, take care, guys. Thank you very much.
Night, guys.
Nice.
No. But yeah, there's plenty of different. Have you heard the stories about obviously what haunts this place?
I have, but if you want to go into them, that would be fantastic.
So have you heard of the one that used to the 28 story?
The Family Massacre one.
But it wasn't just 28. So 28, 29, and 30. Before used to be one big. That whole wing was one room. So obviously the dad was an alcoholic. Came back one day and killed himself and his family, and it was actually in the bathroom of 28. So they say the bathroom of 28 and 29 is where that is main energy is focused. And like I said, it goes back to bathrooms, what I was saying before. They sort of, in our religion says that around bathrooms is where they usually are, like living and stuff like that's where it is. But there's that one, and then there's another one of a little boy. It used to be part of the hotel before where room 17 was. So they'd always paint the door of room 17, but the same part of the door, just about maybe a foot high, a foot above, or maybe a foot and a half, they'd always be knocking, like it'd been something rammed into it, and the paint would always chip off on that same spot. And the story about that wing was that there was apparently a little boy that used to live here, and then he passed away here, and then that boy apparently used to ride around that corridor in his tricycle and always try to get back into that room, and it would always leave the same marks at the same spot of the door, no matter how many times they repainted it. But yeah, there's loads of others, because the hotel, it hasn't just been a hotel over the years. So it was a school at one point, and it was also a home for when people went off to war, hence why there used to be a tunnel from under the hotel going to the beach, for obviously be able to get there out quick as well. But like I said, it's been different stuff. So there's also apparently supposedly one of a headmaster that used to be around here, and he really didn't like women. So there's certain parts.
Well, like me then.
Yeah, but yeah, there's generally like the headmaster one. They used to say he's meant to be what they say is like. Do you know? I don't know if you believe the same. Like you can get good.
Yeah,
you can
I
get
believe
good
that.
Ones and bad ones, just like humans. And apparently he was one of the bad ones because he was just apparently like a tough, horrible guy when he was around. And now apparently he hates women.
Where does he usually get seen?
So people say they see him around the bottom in the conservatory, around the bar.
Guys,
area.
and
So
that's the way that everyone is seeing it, like sort of you know, when I was saying that the camera was slightly swaying.
Yeah.
I have actually got some paranormal equipment set up there at the minute. You maybe hear it if the but
yeah, that's where they say that his one's supposedly around. His one's downstairs in the communal areas. They say so, sort of like bar and conservatory area.
Jessica's commented he's a good-looking lad, and I don't know whether he means you or the ghost.
Probably the ghost. Like they've aged better than me.
Don't be hard on yourself.
But yeah, there's plenty of stories about this place because the building's over 450 years old. It's older than America. But so, they say like the last person that actually passed away, and this wasn't even that long ago. It was only about
1812. That was when America was, I think.
Right, guys, quiz question, not you. What year did the Vikings first raid Lindisfarne?
1066, Battle of Hastings.
The Vikings did actually raid. The Vikings
conquest.
did actually raid in 1066, but it wasn't then. Guys, Oh, Jessica says you can buy her a drink any day.
Sorry, I'll tell her to come up here. I'll give her one for free.
Schooner Hotel, Jessica, he'll give you one for free. $7.93.
Lucky.
The Vikings first
$7.90.
rated
Oh, and that was my
Lindisfarne.
next answer. You didn't give me a chance. Come on, man. It's not fair.
But she also says that there's a female called Alice that she feels.
Wow. Well, it makes sense, something like that. Why else would that kind of noise be around here? Especially going around the outside of the bar. And like she said, she's trying to protect her bar.
Yeah.
So obviously, to protect it, you would start around the outside. You would do the outside. Strange.
Well, you've got fans.
Yeah, it's alright. The scariest spirits are these ones, though. The ones that give us something.
Yeah, they're
They're the
definitely the scariest one. Not the Archers.
Not the Archers, the vodkas, the gins. That's the ones that are going to get
The
you.
Archers
The
isn't
Jamesons,
scary.
The whiskies.
The gym.
Every other one probably is. Jack can tell you about the Jack Daniels.
Oh, it's Jameson's. He's on the
That's
posh
a long
stuff.
story, but
He's on the posh stuff.
it's Jameson's triple distilled today.
My brother doesn't do paranormal investigation with me. He just accompanies me.
Yes. Oh, that's nice, that.
Jessica says Jack Daniels and her don't mix. You and her have something in common.
Well, can't remember on this live, but alright, let's talk about paranormal stuff. I'm up to edge yet.
Is there anything that you think, like, any guests have come down and mentioned that you think is, like, weird?
Yeah, well, well, not a guest. So there used to be a guy called Ali that used to live here, and he would always stay in room number 8. He used to stay in, and he used to live like he was living here, like actually living here. So he would be here in the winter in our quiet period when there was nobody here, and he said that he would hear screams of a little girl coming from the rooms next door to him. And he said he woke up one day as well and he had a scratch on his shoulder.
Oh, wow.
And I haven't got the picture, but he showed me the picture. He had a big scratch, and it wasn't like a hand, it was just three things scratched him. But you always used to say that I always hear screams in the night. You always used to, and he said it was always the same sound. It was like, do you know when you can tell someone screaming? He said it was always the same voice that you would hear. And he said it sounded like the voice of a girl, like a little girl. And he said you could always hear her. Every night you could hear her.
My friend Steph says that she had come here. It was a bit quiet, but she stayed in room 26.
Yeah.
Is that available or is not available?
Yeah, this guy called Smith's in it.
Because she said that she stayed in there, and that was one of the most haunted rooms. Is that one of the
Like I said
reputedly
before,
haunted rooms?
they've all got, the whole building has activity. It's just like I said, even the communal areas do. Like I said, that guy down there, and you're showing your camera focused on a different part. The whole place does. Just that some rooms, especially 28, is obviously they're more documented, more famous rooms, aren't they? And the reason obviously 28, 29, and 30, because it's that one wing, so they get documented a lot more than the other rooms. But generally, the whole place has got activity all over it.
Did you say that you've stayed in one and had activity?
That was
That was room
that
4,
was
yeah.
I was in room 4. I was in there, but then, like I said, room 8. He had a lot of activity in room 8, and he said he could hear it from either side. So it could have been 7 or 9 that he was hearing it from, because he said it wasn't always coming from the same room or from the same. Like you could hear it, but you know how sometimes you can hear the direction it's coming from. He said sometimes it would come from all different directions. And another thing is, those rooms are just above where the toilets are. Those rooms are above the toilets. But yeah.
So, guys, I have got the equipment next to the toilets, but I think the toilets are like a proper weird... Is there any way to turn the lights off around there?
Yeah.
Turn the lights off. Come round as well. I've got a few things like set up around here, but It's the atmosphere. Can you feel it change? Because I can feel it change.
Do you know what I've seen sometimes here? You see it gets smoky in this room. That's when the kitchen, everything's closed. You see the room gets a bit smoky sometimes. And that's when everything's like, there's nothing cooking, so where's the smoke come from? But it's like, it won't be in this part. But sometimes it is, but usually, like quite often you see this, it gets quite smoky in here.
Right, okay. No, that's fine, because if you come down, I've got some of the paranormal equipment set up now. It can't react. I'm going to put the flash on my camera.
Yeah.
But it can't react now. So I can't properly show what's in there. But that's what it was focusing on before. Like, properly there. I actually have got a few things set up. So that's a REM pod. If you go towards it, this is me. It would do that. So if it goes towards it, it would do that.
I'm not
This
I
is
can feel chills, you know, not just feeling it.
No, but you can, can't you?
Yeah, honestly, I can.
That's a glow-in-the-dark ball. Here is another REM pod. The difference, so you could tell the difference in sounds. Here's a temperature pod. I'll put this out as well. Do you hear that?
Yeah, I heard something there. It's like a little high pitch, something high pitch.
Was that one of them? Was that the REM pod?
I don't know what it was, but I heard something. Was it like a little high pitch sound?
Yeah?
Yeah, I heard
That's
that.
not anything I was touching.
I heard that. I definitely heard that.
Right, okay. So, right, so I'm not near any of that, but there's a REM pod there. There's this temperature pod will either go, what is that?
It's got like purpley blue.
Right, so here it will actually just turn red if it's hot or blue if it's cold. So like in the actual stem. That is just if it moves from that point on the table, we'll be concerned. It is just a glow-in-the-dark dog ball. But I don't want to put anything out that is massively paranormal. That is my fault. I've just like turned off the, bear with me. Jessica says a little child's running around us.
What?
Whoa, did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that. There's a little child running around.
Yeah, she's just this little child running around us. I'm going to give you this. Hold this. There's a little button here.
Yeah, where?
Right, on the side. Press it in.
But this side.
There's one button that'll make a noise. Yeah. That is an electromagnetic EMF meter, but it will make a noise. So say I come close to this, it'll make a noise. Watch. Oh, maybe not. Keep a hold of that.
It's moving. It's gone green.
Yeah. So if I'm away from that, it's not making a noise. If that starts making a noise,
I'm afraid it doesn't.
you'll know that's not me. But keep a hold of that button.
You need to hold on to the button.
Yeah, keep the button hold in. See?
That's why I wasn't pressing the button. Now I'm pressing it, I wasn't.
See? Keep the button held in. It's me. I've got a cat ball. Just putting that on there. It will, if it moves, flash. If we stop it, it'll stop flashing. If that starts flashing again. Whoa! Didn't push it, but we're
Does it move like that?
No,
Is there anything inside that's made it move?
no, it shouldn't have moved.
Just move it, moved and then move backwards.
You seen us stop it.
Yeah, I saw you stop it. But it didn't just move, it moved and then it moved backwards a bit as well.
Well, you seen us stop it.
Yeah, everybody saw it.
There?
Right.
The spirit likes the cat balls, guys.
It went off there.
Right, so I've got 2 of these. So
It's not meant to go off when it's still though, is it?
No, it's not at all. So just to play devil's advocate, that was me. So I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. I've just changed it over. Bear with. It's another cat ball.
I'm hoping that one doesn't move.
I'm really hoping it doesn't move. The camera is though.
Is it?
Look at it. I'm not moving this camera, guys. Look. Look at where the camera's focusing. Because it should be straightforward.
Did you move your flash?
Guys!
Did you move your flash there?
No?
I just saw a shadow on that wall move over there. That's what. So you sure you didn't move your camera?
No.
Flash?
Guys, the camera, look at it. Why is it wonky? Right, 2 seconds. The camera is, what the hell? It's focusing on something.
I'm not shitting you. I just saw a shadow.
Wow!
Well, that light's gone. Yeah, should we go back? That
Right.
light's gone off again.
Whoa, no, guys. So what you didn't see there, what you didn't see was the other cat ball going off. And the reason you didn't see it is because whatever is interfering with it has just interfered with my camera, gone past the shadow. Promise me, you work here, promise me that happened.
I just watched it and I saw the camera. It started doing like break dancing, just spinning around. But I'm not
So
joking,
that
I'm
just
not
flashed, didn't it? There we go. That is a different one. A different cat ball, guys. That is a different one. And you just see me. I've got the other one in my pocket. What was that? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I think that was a flush. But do you know when you were doing that before? I genuinely saw a shadow on that wall coming in.
I mean,
I'm a bit scared, I'm not gonna lie.
you just seen me take one of the flashing
Yeah.
balls
You replaced it with another one.
and replace it with another one, and the other one has just also started doing the same thing. So it's not as if it's like one of them's being faulty. The other one's doing the same thing. That will flash, and I mean, you've seen it. I wouldn't be surprised if it got knocked off the table. Spirit, knock that ball off the table. Go on. Knock it off the table now. He doesn't want you to, but go on.
So, Katie, I'll leave you to finish the rest of this because I'm a bit scared right now.
He's scared. He doesn't want us to do it. Go on. Keep going. He doesn't want to. You seen it though, didn't you?
The first one moved and flashed, and then you replaced it, and the second one started flashing again.
So, if it was the first one, you would have been a bit skeptical, wouldn't you?
The second one just... how do you even get one of them lights to go on without moving it?
You can't.
You can't?
You can't. It is a cat ball. The cat ball will flash when the cat moves the ball. That's the whole point in the cat ball. Everyone's saying be careful, guys, but the camera's actually just focused over there and then back. He's moving. He's like, no.
Well, I'm moving over there, I just saw it. I'm going up to the bar.
He's running away. Did you just hear that?
Yeah, I think that was Jack.
Jack? No, but there was a click.
Where?
Up there.
Oh, up there? I was looking over there. I didn't hear that one. I must have been too scared, too busy getting scared.
Jack, come here. There's stuff happening.
Yeah, Jack, outside you in. No, I'm in here. Get yourself down now. Go to the bar.
He's going to the bar. He's. By the way, my gimbal. Whoa, 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 whoa! No, it wasn't. Look, see, Jack's just walked past and it's not moved.
What's happening?
There's another click. Right, guys. There's a lot happening. It's not positive. Guys, it's died. So my gimbal has just died. 2 seconds. My gimbal's just died. So all of the energy from that, it was fully charged, it's just been used up there. How long have I been live for? Does anybody know? Guys, does anybody know how long I've been live for? It's drained my battery. Whatever's here has just completely drained the battery on the gimbal. 51 minutes. Oh my God, I've got shivers down my spine. There is. I'm going to move all of this through the other side of the bar. There's really negative things in here. Like really negative things. And I don't think we need to see them right now. My God. Bear with me. That's me. This will also be me. This should be everything I put out. I usually do have stuff like a laser grid, but I don't with me right now. It's definitely exciting. But I mean, it's actually just died. Like, the actual like gimbal that was holding the camera has just died. And none of these know that yet. So the gimbal that I was just holding the camera with has actually just died.
That little handheld thing?
Yeah. That should be working for 24 hours.
And how long have you used it?
51 minutes.
Wow. It's probably lost all its energy when it started doing all that spinning. They would have seen it spinning, wouldn't they? They would have seen the camera going like that.
The cat ball went again as well. It's not as if it went once. It went when Jack came past as well. What do you think of that?
I'm not a big, like, do you know what, down here? I don't go looking for this activity, but what we saw down there was there was definitely something, because it wasn't that one thing happened, 2 or 3 different things happened, all in the space, like, what, we were down there for 5-6 minutes, and 2 or 3 different things happened. Creepy, like. What got me the most was when your, what's called a gimbal, when that started doing, like, it wasn't just a slight, it started doing backflips.
Yeah. It went
Literally.
round.
It's creepy like. Hi,
Steph, I'm not doing this alone. I'm with my brother.
Good evening.
Good evening. He's definitely helping. Definitely not alone with him.
Okay, yeah, got all your stuff from through there.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
brought it through, yeah.
So lock this door, yeah?
Yeah, no worries. If I've forgotten anything, I'm sure I'll get it in the morning.
To switch lights and anything. If you've left anything, I'll grab it on the way up. Nice one. You've attracted them all down there. Now I need to go down there.
Enjoy! Sending the bar staff to lock the doors, so...
Well, if he dies in the next 2 minutes, we'll know the real. We'll know they're there.
That is a massive hotspot in that place, and I mean, we've got all of this, but this doesn't seem to be as active, if I'm honest. I can show you it, but the rooms, it'll probably cut off. So, like, here's the rooms, but the Wi-Fi's gonna cut off if I move away, so I probably can't use it. It is a really lovely place, though. So basically, what I'm going to say is I'm probably going to have to end the live now because I can't go any further with the live stream. I'm going to wait for our lovely friend behind the bar to come back because I feel like he might have one more story to tell you. But I am going to end the live stream now in the investigating. I will tell you if anything happens, and also with the other team that we've met in their room, if they experience anything too. I will, if I bump into them, tell you all about their activity. It's absolutely amazing. This place is amazing. Jack, do you think this place is amazing?
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. What's the 1 out of 10 that you don't want to give it?
Nothing is a 10. You're welcome.
So, Lou, I might actually do a live stream in the room tomorrow morning. So I want to do this live stream now and tomorrow morning a live stream in the room, and also tell you exactly what we have witnessed during the night in the room in the morning. So if we witness nothing, I'll tell you that nothing happened. If we witness something, I'll tell you that something's happened. But we've got breakfast at 10 o'clock in the morning, so what I'm planning on doing is coming down, having breakfast, and coming back up and doing a little bit of a recording in the room. So, if you want to see a recording in the room, I'll do that tomorrow morning. It'll probably be around 11 a.m. If you want to see, essentially, if you want to see a paranormal investigation in the room, 11 a.m. tomorrow morning will be around about when that happens. Yeah, John, I'll take some pictures of the room tonight, see if anything pops up. Definitely. Also, we might actually have a few places to visit tomorrow as well. Me and Jack might go to Walkworth tomorrow, so if anybody has anywhere in Walkworth that you want us to go visit, we'll go visit that. Because I do like Walkworth, and Walkworth is lovely, so that's where we're planning on going. But tomorrow morning, around about 11 o'clock, we'll be live. So I'm going to say good night. Before I do, I think he's coming.
Good night, God bless.
Jack says good night, God bless. I would investigate in the room now, but I just feel like we've had enough investigating. There has definitely been some activity. We've had enough stories. I'm waiting for him to come. I don't think he's going to pop up.
Yeah, if you plan a trip here, I fully recommend it. It's perfect for both sides of the spectrum, for people who believe in it and whatever. It's quite a good place. I fully recommend it. It's good.
Now, my brother is a complete skeptic.
Now, I'm a traditionalist. You know, like I like places that are old style. So it's like, you know, it's like every place that's old is good. So it's, I fully recommend to stay here. It's good.
And you heard the door open earlier, didn't you?
I did indeed.
And who opened the door?
Who else?
Who else?
But Quagmire, you know, we don't know.
Basically, what he's saying is,
There was no one else who opened the door.
my brother, the skeptic, can't tell you.
We came downtown Italy and there was a couple who were in one of the rooms and they went for a cigarette. And they went back up and they were like, no, it wasn't us. So clearly there might be some paranormal connection to that we'll come to see. And
You can't explain who opened the door.
I can't. I'm not a detective. But from my perspective, and you heard it, and the barman heard it, and we didn't hear it. So, yeah, it's sod's law, but we don't know who heard it.
Well, we know who heard it, me, you and him. And
Well, we don't know who did the crime.
we don't know who did the crime, and that might be because it was not of human origin. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching tonight. We will be live tomorrow with a little bit of investigating in the room. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for tuning in with Jack. Thank you for looking at our...
Cameraman, by the way, from the past.
Jack's the caravan from the past couple of walks.
This will be the first and last time you see us, so feel free to take a screenshot.
Take a screenshot and post it in the group. Thank you so much for watching, commenting, and we'll be back in the morning in the room to see what more the room holds, not just the downstairs but the room. I don't want to do the room right now because I actually don't want to go investigate and sleep in somewhere. I just don't think that's quite right. Also, we've been stirring up activity downstairs. I don't want to bring it back upstairs with us. We need to leave it downstairs where it belongs. Good night, guys. I want to ask any spirit in here, thank you so much for communicating with us, and we want to say thank you, good night, and positive energy to all of us. God bless you all. Good night. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. Bye.